Alrighty, so it's a new session, and we are going to be taking our first Bastion turns. But before we can do that, I'm going to ask for introductions, so we can get some fun facts about our characters and our player characters, and then we will dive into our session. So, do we have a volunteer who'd like to go first?
I would like to volunteer Vast to go first.
I mean, I can go first. Fine. I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Bath. Bath is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who, he stumbles across the multiverse. That's just his thing. This week, super quick fun facts about Bath. His father, Ignatius, is actually a very good cook, but Bath did not inherit any of Ignatius's culinary capabilities, and he is absolutely helpless in a kitchen.
Alright, amazing. And then, who would like to go next?
Hi, I'm Ronald. I do Ronald things, but I also play Romulus, the paladin sorcerer, who, fun fact, actually can cook. Also, fun fact, Ronald's not good with speaking with women, but I like to believe Romulus is.
I mean, there was that scene with Sirit, so we'll see. And then, that will leave us Hugh.
Hi, I'm Stefan. I'm playing Hugh DeVere, a dashing, daring, deliberately ambiguously French swordsman. And today's fun fact about Hugh: he's considered very good at math where he comes from, by which he means he knows the Pythagorean theorem. That's pretty much the height of mathematics where he comes from. So.
Alright. So, then, with that, let's dive into our session with the fact, first off, you guys are well on track of being heroes of the multiverse. Been hopping through different areas trying to find these pieces of a mystical rod, a rod of 7 parts, and you have found 2 of them so far. You have the direction of the third one, but you have asked for some time back home before you head out, and Mordenkainen has spoken on behalf of allowing you such time, but did remind you all the importance of keeping things brief. Mighty, you have the use of Illustrial's portal to bring you back to Neverwinter, to then bring you from Neverwinter back to the Sanctum, so you can continue trying to save the multiverse. But when we come to Neverwinter, which you do arrive safely and without terribly much harm, it is time for our Bastion turns, which means you all get to take the reins for a little bit of what happens here. You get to give your orders, and, well, we'll see what happens from there.
Don't we also get to expand our bastions as well? Since we're level 13?
The expansions mechanically have already happened, but we can narratively go over those. Um, like, when you gain a level, like, any of your mechanic bastion stuff just happens, and it can be handled narratively, however we see fit. Which can include, if you want to, like, talk to, like, if you're getting, like, a thieves guild set up, if you want to talk to some criminals and whatnot, perfectly acceptable. But, as far as, like, can my bastion have this? The answer is already yes, because you're level 13.
Ew. Bass, what'd you add to your what was being built while we were away that's been finished?
Oh, at the base, like the underground level of the Bastion, um, there used to be a theater. It's theater mechanically. It wasn't really a theater. It was halfway built tavern. Now a pub portion has been added, and I'm saying that the pub plus the theater equals tavern, where like small performances can be made, and it is called Rock Bottom. And there's the logo is like a Bass's signature boot and an anchor kind of cross. And yeah, he has asked that a dumb waiter be installed from the tavern up to his private quarters on the top level because, as we've established, he's not good in the kitchen. So now he can just order takeout. That's great.
Amazing.
I think this is going to cost me 1,000 gold pieces.
I can check that pricing, but that does sound correct.
I think a pub is required to be roomy, and I think
Well,
that was the
well,
price.
when the special facilities are added, they're automatically added. You don't have to pay to you only
Uh,
have
I
to
don't have
pay
to
to like
pay.
expand stuff, I believe.
sometimes. Hold on. Let me. I was looking at this earlier. Uh,
Okay. I do have enough gold, so I'm okay either way. But um, that is what he's doing. And I have Bastion turns that I have prepared
all
as
right.
well.
So special facilities can't be bought. They gain them. Blah 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 blah. So you gain the area, but if you don't have the room for it, you'd need to pay to expand into
Oh,
that
okay.
room.
I can't recall what I had
I
written in my notes. There was room for an expansion, but I don't know if I paid for it initially.
um
Can't remember.
let's just say that you did because I do remember that we had discussions for planning and stuff like that. So
Okay, okay. I'm happy to keep all my gold. That's perfectly fine. Um, so are we saying then that these renovations are done now?
yeah, so these would have been set in place narratively before you set out, and now they are here.
Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. So if possible, at some point during this downtime, Vass would like to have opening night of Rock Bottom where he headlines and does a little performance things off.
All right.
Um, I think the only thing I would want to add right now to my bastion is a reliquary,
Yeah.
just so I can get the charm that gives me greater restoration once without expending a spell slot.
Okay.
And I need prerequisites for it. Yep, that's it for me. As far as Nimne, or Numi, she
She received her clothes the last session and has been trying them on, and she's, again, does not utilize mirrors and just sort of turns around to try and catch every angle of herself.
mhm. uh, I guess ghosts don't appear in mirrors, or she's just actively not using a mirror.
She does not seem to catch the concept of utilizing a mirror. She probably hasn't used one in many years.
I uh I would probably have put a mirror in her room because Romulus has no need for one. He just wakes up out of bed looking, you know,
Perfect.
like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. um, but yeah, he directs Numi to the mirror and shows her her reflection.
So
This
it works when you showed it to her, and you still catch her. Her habit is just not utilizing a mirror.
Gotcha. I mean, I'll let her have her fun. But I tell her it's here when you actually want to see yourself.
I mean,
Um,
okay. And she like looks at her hands and then like looks over to the mirror and then looks back at her hands as if there's like some reason that she can see herself outside of the mirror.
it's like a hamster on a wheel, just turning, but it's not there at the same time.
I love Numi. She only knows so many things, and most of them are cleaning.
Oh, sweet summer child. But yeah, I think I already said I gave her the knickknacks I bought from the sigil.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'll let her do her thing. And trying to remember. I guess see how much my storehouse made, which would
So
have been,
you're taking the trade action.
yeah, I believe I would have made based on. So would I get? I would only get before based. I would only get what was I would have gotten before I reached level 13, right? Or would I just get what I
Um.
in profits?
So I would say because you reached level 13, we'll go with the level 13.
Okay. Then five. So it would be 5%. It would be 50% of 5,000. I think that's 7,500
Maybe?
plus 50%. Yep, 7,500. Dang, I got monies, guys. Um, as soon as I figure out my character sheet, there we go. I'm sitting pretty.
Okay.
What does you want to do while I count my money?
Hugh is converting his bedchamber into a fancy meditation chamber where he can converse with the spirits and whatnot. So that's going to be his level 13 ability. Um, for his Bastion, so his Bastion turn, Hugh is having his smithy work on a +1 half plate armor for him. That's good, and rare magic item, so it's gonna take a while, longer than a week. So that's ongoing. And Hugh is going to make use of his new fancy meditation chamber to try to fortify himself. So it rolls 2d6s, assuming that he's not interrupted.
I would say you're not interrupted, so.
Okay. For the next 7 days after he emerges from his chamber, he'll have advantage on his strength and his wisdom saving throws.
Woohoo!
I will also do another trade action, with the gambling hall that I have. And I gotta roll a D100. 63. So that is 2d6 times 10. And that's how much I made in profit at the gambling hole. So 60.
Alrighty.
I can tell you guys that you guys have much cooler bastion turns than I'm gonna have.
Yours is much cooler narratively.
Mine is cooler narratively.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have two bastion turns that I can take, and they're both the same but different. In Vax's library, he's gonna ask his hireling to research Vecna, and in his trophy room, he's gonna ask his hireling to research the rod that they're trying to collect pieces of, and see if anything comes up on either of those two topics.
Alrighty.
Oh, there's technically a third one, but it's not cool at all. So his training area has a battle expert, and if Vass spends some time with him, he can basically have one reaction to reduce incoming damage from an unarmed strike or a weapon by 1d4.
Okay. What were the research topics again?
Vecna and the rod that we're collecting pieces of.
Alright. And then was there another thing that I need to grab information for, or that needs rolls for on your end?
Not on my end, I don't think.
Okay. Then I will get you information here.
I'm just looking at this reaction. I'm never going to use that. I have uncanny dodge. When would I ever use this reaction to subtract a d4 off my incoming damage? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Alright.
Listen, Wizards is trying, okay?
Not everyone is gonna have uncanny dodge.
You know, the battle expert is trying to teach Vass things, and he's just like sitting in a chair, going like, "Yeah,
Why do I pay you
sure,
again?
sounds good, man."
Alright. If everyone wants to meet at my place, I can cook for them. A nice hot meal.
Hey,
Let's
Yeah,
see,
feel free to RP amongst yourselves as I collect information.
of course. I will
Vass can
send.
actually bring something to dinner.
Oh,
I've had something sitting in my inventory since Dragonland.
oh.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't know if that's
finally use it.
edible still.
Hey, it's wine. It is a bottle of blue wine in
Oh,
a spiral
okay,
bottle.
okay. I was about to say like, I was like, oh yeah, I have like this chicken carcass that It's like I don't.
No, no,
I
no,
can
it's
work
wine. I
miracles,
don't
but I
know
don't know
what
if I
kind of
can
wine
live
it
like
is.
that.
Hold on, I gotta pull
I
up
have no
even
idea
more
what kind of wine.
information.
She's about to poison the entire party.
No, it's alright. I at least know where this wine comes from.
I don't remember where. I just remember I wrote it down. And I'm like, well, it's in my inventory.
Sounds good. Might. Okay. Craft ration. I guess I will, DC Wisdom. Oof. Never mind, guys. I don't think I should cook. Forgot my wisdom
I
is,
cast guidance on you will help.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll give
Sweet.
you a bardic.
That's not necessary. luckily I rolled a 17, which is now a 16, which with the guidance is now a 18.
Great, I'll keep my bardic.
So I have improved upon some food. The flavor. I have cooked you guys um a I guess it's like street food from where I'm from, but it's still delicious. It has a very savory like marinade on it, um using sort of like a pork belly, and it's like on a stick. Along with some nice circular bread, and paired with your wine.
And Hugh produces a salad made from various herbs and roots that comes from across the multiverse that you have no idea he had been collecting.
I will thumbs you up on your salad. All right, guys, dig in. I relax. Sort of open, kind of loosen the waistband, get comfortable, and not have the stress of the multiverse on my shoulders.
To our good health.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I also wanted to point out, I've noticed, uh, I've caught myself speaking on the behalf of the party, and I feel I need to apologize for that, as I know we're not exactly uh, been comrades for very long.
I appreciate you saying that, but I don't think an apology is necessary.
I
Oh
do my
God,
best to make sure that all opinions are heard, but I'm not.
Mhm, mhm. That's just starting to turn a little green. I
Aren't
think I owe
you
you
like?
guys an apology though. Don't drink that wine.
What? He's already two
Don't.
glasses in.
Yeah, well, Hugh probably
Okay.
wouldn't get affected by this because of certain equipment, but
Yeah, this is a mistake. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
We're poisoned
Well,
for an hour. The wine
Well,
was spoiled.
oh,
how?
Yeah.
I thought wine
I'll
got
just
better with
take
age.
that bottle then. Okay,
Yeah, I guess
fine. I'll
Hugh,
take care
you're
of it.
welcome. Yeah, you're welcome to polish this off. It's all yours, man.
Oh, technically, I with the cooking utensils in my roll, uh, I got a above a 15, so I would have detected if the wine was spoiled or poisoned food.
yeah, I think wine that's like over a century that wasn't really well
Oh,
kept,
oh.
yeah, it's
Mm,
spoiled.
Did I
mm.
find this in that flooded
It was
blue phoenix whatever the hell it was called
It
place.
it was when you were on your way to the fallen city and you were in the underground portion, the path of memories.
Like where we met Rue's like initiator.
The one that did the test.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, the bottle looks super fancy though, so don't throw that out. Maybe we can get some coin for it. Above table, the bottle itself is worth 200 gold pieces.
Hmm.
Sorry guys, I swear I didn't do this on purpose. I gotta play later. Opening night.
Um, while we're back in Neverwinter, is there any magic shops?
You.
If anyone's interested, I was gonna go later on and peruse what, if any of the magic shops have got anything new in.
Roll for me a D100, please.
My purse is heavy. 91.
Yeah, I'd say that you'd be able to find a couple new packs that are available.
Hey. I will add them to my store.
I mentioned the two quick little pit stops I wanted to make. Some point.
Yeah, sure. Where did you want to go, oh wise tiefling friend of mine?
Oh, I remember we were at that souvenir shop. We got some gifts,
Mm-hmm.
picked up a couple of things uh for these folks, and I just wanted to drop them off while I was in town.
Oh, okay.
There's time to do that before I need to be on stage.
Oh, but are there besides the magic cards, are there any magic shops that have like any magic items?
Is there a particular magic item you are looking for?
No, God, I want you to surprise me.
Well, then, unfortunately, your answer is going to be no new items. This search.
Fine.
You've seen everything before.
God, this is the same +10 flame tongue sword for for the last 2 months.
I want something cooler.
Um, are there any new armaments? I'm always down for new weapons and swords.
There's a sword that's shaped like a balloon.
I might have joked with you.
You wanted me to surprise you, so. What if I made a Vorpal sword that was just in the shape of a balloon? Would you use it?
I would use it up to the point that I actually got the Warple action and then just gave it away or
Yeet.
sold it. I would at least try to get the crit, cut something's head off and something like that.
If
Alright.
she
Of
gives
course,
one
that
of us
could be
a
into the
vorpal
entire that could be
sword,
the entire campaign. I can like never get enough. natural 20 until like the very end of the campaign.
If we get a Vorpal Sword, she's gonna throw creatures at us that don't have heads.
Of
Oops,
course.
sorry. Still
I mean, it
crit
still does
though.
massive amounts of damage though.
Yeah. All right.
Like, we'll fight a bunch of Zorn or something.
It's like, all right, cool. Every fight now is with a Hydra.
Oozes for the rest of the campaign.
Vecna's true plan was to become an ooze god.
Blob of annihilation, here I come. All right. So, yeah, if you've got anything specific, I can see if they've got it in store. But as far as just having things that are quote unquote new, I don't got much on that.
Mm. Are we only using core magic items?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
I get my hopes up now.
yeah, no. Now I might not say yes to all magic items, but I can expand from certain areas.
Yeah, you were using some stuff from Griffin's saddlebag in one of our other campaigns, right?
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. I knew there was a reason why I liked you as a DM. I mean, obviously you're a great storyteller. I mean, uh, do they have Black Razor just lying around?
No.
Okay. Well, of what rarity of the magic items that are possible? So that would also help, narrow my
For
pool.
sure, you'd be able to get any uncommon item. I'd just allow any uncommon item to be there if you're looking for it.
Right.
When you're getting into certain rare, and then especially like very rare, would be more of a chance if it's there or not. But it
Mm-hmm.
more likely to see a rare than a very rare. Yeah.
Gotcha, 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 gotcha. Um, by chance, would there be an enspelled weapon?
Roll for me a
That,
D100.
well, hold on.
Okay.
A very rare. Um, of spell level 5.
All right.
So you ask?
Go ahead. Roll
Wow.
for me a roll for me a D100.
You want to? Okay. I want 32.
No, you don't find one of that specificity.
Okay. Hmm. And I guess I will take my leave of the area. Actually, how much would it cost to get to have someone make me a +1 mithril full plate.
Uh, do, do, do.
That's 2,000 in the standard rules. 2,000 for the rare item, plus the value of the armor, and then it'd be also the yes the myth plus the mithril as well.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, it'd be a lot of money. But
At least 4,000 is by top of my head. Yes.
so, but I'll look into that. But before that point, back to the research. Uh, you get for when you talk to your hireling Vass, there's not much information on the rod that they can find. What they have determined from their research is that it was crafted eons ago by powerful elemental beings as a desperate act to save themselves and allies from a powerful demon lord. And that the rod shattered when the demon lord was successfully imprisoned, which is how it has become to known as the Rod of Seven Parts.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Sure.
Does any of the information uh, hint at whether or not the Demon Lord will be released if the rod is like recreated?
You do not get any sort of inkling if that could be the case or not.
Okay, super.
There is a little bit more information on Vecna that they were able to uncover. The information you know about Vecna is that he was a mortal figure on the world of Earth before gaining much power as a lich. Um, he was betrayed by his lieutenant, a figure by the name of Kos, and in the betrayal, Vecna was killed, and what remained of him was his one hand and one eye, which then later became artifacts known as the Hand and Eye of Vecna.
We've heard the name Cost before, right? I feel like I've heard that name. Can't
You
remember
might have heard it
name.
from the gnome that you saved earlier.
All right, the guy that knew a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. That would never shut up.
Yeah, that guy.
But
Okay.
that's your information there. Um, and then we've got I'm gonna just quickly get magic item crafting figured out here real quick, and then we can do the RP because I don't want to be distracted during that.
Thanks, God.
Alright, so... Okay, so... What Stefan was saying earlier sounds about on course. So I'd say you're looking at least 4,000 gold pieces for what you're asking. Um, I can get you a specific uh, cost after a session, or between this one and the next one. Because it would take some time to be, made. But if you want to pursue that, it'd be, I'd say, 2,000 gold piece down payment, rest upon completion.
Gotcha. I will keep it under advisement.
Sounds good. All right, Vass, you've got a trip. Well, several.
I've got a couple, yeah. I'd like to go home and see if my mom is around.
As you make the familiar trek to your house, you would, in fact, find that your mother is there. And when she comes out, you can see that she's wiping her hands, and that there's flour that still sticks to her fingers, and some has got onto her cheekbones as she comes from the direction of the kitchen. And her eyes go wide and smiles brightly, and what a pleasant surprise, Vaz.
Hey, yeah. Vass will go over and give her a hug.
She hugs back tightly. I would have assumed that you were off on another adventure. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, I actually I'm not here for very long, and then I gotta head off again. Some important people have asked for my help. So it's gonna take me out of town for a while. Um, I got you something, and then he reaches into a pocket and he pulls out the little decorative spoon from Kryn, uh, and hands it to her. And he's like, "Remember how I said I spent some time in Kryn? Um, where Hugh's from? This is from there."
This is lovely. And these are the 3 moons you were telling me that it had, yes?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll make sure to add this to the collection. And you can see that she holds it very carefully, like she's looking over everything. This is definitely something she's treating with a delicacy of something that is appreciated and cared for.
Bass is got a smile on his face and he's happy to see her, but inside he's like super happy that she's seems really, you know, pleased with this gift. Um, are Key and Dad around at the moment?
I believe that your brother is not in the manor house currently. I believe he said he was going out for a walk earlier. But your father should be in his office.
Yeah, I should probably I should probably pop by really quick to say hello to
I think he would
him as
like
well.
that.
Um, by any chance, do we happen to have like a spare gift bag and maybe some tissue paper? I got something for Val as well, and I thought it might be better if I gave it to her. Kinda wrapped. I don't know.
She thinks for a moment, and I think that you might be able to find something like that in my workshop studio. Feel free to just go in and see if you can find one that fits what you're thinking.
That's great. Thanks, mother, and tell her, "Hey, mom."
Oh no, I think I missed some of that. My internet might have gotten a little spotty. Oh, thanks.
And I was like, "So I have crickets." That's just mom. You love.
Uh-oh. Did we lose her?
I don't know. I don't know if it's my internet or.
You frozen
Um,
Hey,
for me.
I'm kind of hearing you.
I can hear you now.
I can hear you now.
Yay!
All right, so the last thing that I heard clearly was on my end of your mother telling you to head to her work studio and find something suitable. And then everything after that was kind of scratchy.
Okay, Vass said, "Oh, thanks, that would be great." And then I said he goes in for another hug and he tells her quietly, I love you, mom."
She hugs back and not quite as quietly, but very much still for Vass's ears only. I love you too.
Try and get back as soon as I can, but I don't know how long I'll be gone. At least this is by choice this time.
Just be safe. And when you come back, I'll make you whatever you want.
That sounds like a great, great plan.
She just sort of pulls back and um, brushes her thumbs across your cheekbones as she holds you and just looks at you. You're sure that you'll have flour on your face. But
Yeah.
she will.
Vass will wait until he's out of sight before he prestidigitation that way.
Yeah. But she'll head back to the kitchen. Um, and you have reign of your house, at least to either pop by to say hello to your father, find a suitable gift bag for Val.
Yeah, Vass will leave the gift bag for last, something he'll just pop in and grab on his way out, but he'll head to his father's study, and when he gets to the door, he'll hesitate just a little bit before knocking to announce presence.
As you knock, it's maybe but a moment before you hear your father. Come in.
Hi, hi, Dad.
And you'd see that he looks up from the ledger books that he's writing in, and well, I was not expecting you this day.
Yeah, a bit of an unplanned stop, but just talking to mom and just wanted to stop by to say hello and to let you know that I'm gonna be gone for a while again. Um, I was asked to assist the folks with some business out of town, and I'm not sure how long I'll be gone, but at least I know I'm going somewhere this time.
I trust that you have made a good business choice like this. And you're not just doing this for the renown that there is merit into taking these actions.
Yes, it's important work.
Good.
I think very briefly about telling his father about opening night at Rock Bottom and then changes his mind. Um, I don't have a lot of time, um, but I did want to stop in and say hello and goodbye, I guess. Will you let Key know? I don't think he's around right now.
No, I believe he went out. He had said that he was going out for inspiration or something.
Interesting.
Yes. He has been quite thoughtful as of late. But I am glad that you stopped by. Proud that you are making such decisions for your employment.
Thank you. Um, Dazzle move within distance to do like a handshake.
Uh, your father will shake your hand. There's no hesitation. But it is like a very, like, it's a very hearty handshake.
Does he stand from sitting or does he
He,
shake my hand
he'll
sitting down?
stand.
Okay. I'll be back when I can.
And then I will see you then.
Ass will nod and then turn and make his way to search for a gift bag and some tissue paper. Hopefully they match.
Roll for me a D100 now. I need to see if they will or not.
All right, let's see. 72.
72. I'll say that they match.
Hey, Vass will take this little stuffed animal displacer beast kitten. He's not very crafty, but he'll attempt to like arrange the tissue paper halfway decently in the gift bag.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to sort of set this up and make it look nice.
All right. And he'll try to find Val.
All right. Then I'm going to ask for a investigation check.
18.
All right. So as you are walking around the city, it is not terribly long before you would find her. She's at one of the cliff sides, just sort of looking out. An old haunt of yours. And you see like a perfect view of the seas and all the ships that are leaving the port or entering. But it's quieter here, as you're not quite in the shipyard or close enough to the docks that the crowds are making too much noise.
He'll call out, hopefully before she's noticed him. A stranger.
And she will look back and smiles and look what washed up on shores again. Come over here.
Moves over.
All right, so what's that in your hands? You got a girl you haven't told me about?
You never know. Yeah, this one's actually for a girl you do know. And he'll hold the gift bag out to her.
And she takes it. Getting me gifts? Don't tell me you're getting soft on me now.
You know, I saw it and I thought of you.
Uh,
Do that sometime. Not make a thing out of it.
so she'll open it and she has it in her hands afterwards, and she's looking at it, and her smile becomes a little softer. And thanks, Vass.
Mention it.
So, what's going on in your world? What big adventure are you writing a song about this time?
Well, it's funny you should ask. Uh, I'm pretty much in charge of saving the multiverse. Not to
You,
make a big deal of it or anything.
you
I know, right?
save the multiverse.
Right. I know. I don't know if they realized who they were asking, but yeah.
Wow. I look forward to the performance of that one.
Yeah. Me too. Um, I have a new tavern that I'm just opening up this evening called Rock Bottom, and I would love it if you could be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show up. You mind if I let
Great.
Key know?
No, by all means, let him know I stopped home uh this morning and wasn't there, so
Well, if I
fortunately,
see him before opening night, I'll pass along the message, but I won't miss your show for the world.
thank you. Listen, I'm not in town for long. Um, I don't have a lot of time. But yeah, I wanted to make sure what I how you were doing.
I'm glad you did. It's not as fun just picking on Key alone.
No, I don't imagine it would be.
Maybe you can throw something into the performance, something that might, like, maybe a line or something in one of your songs that brings up an embarrassing memory.
I'm gonna think on that. I think I got something, but I'm gonna think on it.
Alright. So, the, with that, you guys are able to explore, and then, of course, you have opening night. So, why don't we get a
Oh,
performance
God.
check to see how opening night goes?
Oh God. I'm not the type of bard that can inspire myself. Um, okay. Okay. This is gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's okay. It's a 27.
Yeah,
Opening
it
night
wasn't a
goes
30.
well. Yeah, you get, the word of mouth has spread. A couple of people, are there well before, performance go time, but, you definitely get people paying in, the entrance fee for the pub, and, looks good. Of course, you do see Val in the audience, and you'd also see Key.
You.
It's a good thing you didn't fuck up, huh?
How does he look? I didn't get a chance to see him earlier.
Um, more or less as you remember him. Um, though he does like what you had seen from, or what you'd heard from your father. He does seem a bit more pensive, thoughtful.
Okay. Vassal make sure to play his greatest hit. Mixing in some of the Dragonlance themed songs like the Ballad of Vass and Ispin and the Battle of Vogler and some of those. Red Slod went Calamon. He'll switch between his lute and his viol, depending on the song. Oh, he'll do the shanty. I feel like that's gonna go over really well in Neverwinter. Jarrett's Privateers.
All right, heck yeah.
And then he'll throw in some of his old stuff from when he was very first performing in taverns in Neverwinter as like a little throwback. And I think in one of those is where he throws in uh, the little nod that Val was looking for. Um, yeah,
All right.
probably throws in Q will rock you. Q's already a bottle deep, so I imagine this goes over well. Assuming Q showed up. Maybe he was too deep in the bag. I don't know.
Hugh's got the blue wine again.
Mm-hmm. No one wants to take it away from me. Also, Q really can't get drunk anymore. Because he's wearing a pure bit, he can just get mildly tipsy.
Yeah. And it's like, the thing is, because this wine is spoiled, it doesn't even have like a good wine taste on top of the fact that you can't be inebriated.
He was just doing it to show off. He's
Yeah.
was actually pretending it's got a very sophisticated bouquet.
Can't get drunk, but can you still get hungover?
Oh, definitely not.
Well, hungover technically is just like a dehydration, but like delayed. So it'd take more effort to get hungover, I'd say.
Do I get any tips for
Um,
my 27 performance?
sure. Let's see what sort of tips you'd get. Most of your profits here are going back into your pub from the uh, what's been paid for, but you can get so that will be 9 platinum and 6 gold pieces from the conversion of your tips and portion of the rate for playing.
Cool.
Platinum. Dang.
Yeah, it wasn't like, you know, all tossed into a thing. It's like the pub manages it and divvies it up, and so you can get less coin space.
You get one whole gold bar, sir.
Right?
um, would I know? Well, I would ask Vass first. Um, after the performance. Um, and then also wait the 30 minutes for the entourage and people to like, uncrowd him. Um, but I will try to get him to the side and ask, do you know who I guess, uh, if there's any archmages in Neverwinter? I'm not from around here, obviously. I wouldn't really know.
It's a great question. DM, what would I know about who's who in the zoo in Neverwinter?
Well, first, I'm going to ask for a history check.
Okay, that's a 7.
You don't know anything about
Ooh,
archmages in Neverwinter. You sure that there might be one there? Neverwinter's a big city, but you don't know any specifics.
Bass is just riding his high from his performance, and he's like, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue, man, but I can't think of it right now. I'm so sorry.
it's okay. Um, and I know Hugh's not from Neverwinter, so I wouldn't really bother asking him. Uh, I guess I will have to ask Alessio when we get back.
Yeah, you could ask Illustrial, for sure.
I'm not exactly familiar with what plane of existence, well, not plane of existence, I'm not familiar with what world I'm from. I just happen to get stuck out in the multiverse.
Man, that
And I have
multiverse
no
and all
way.
of its problems.
Yeah, it seemed to become my problems for some reason. But I have no way of contacting my only relative, my only family. And I guess I wouldn't want to talk to Hugh about this because I feel like he's kind of in the same situation. Because he is from another realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another
Who comes from Kryn?
variable. Kryn, right, right.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, I guess I'll act. I guess since there's a crowd of people here at Vass's thing, I'll ask around if anyone knows any archmages. But also, I'm trying to remember her name, the sorceress we met at the beginning.
Oh,
The one we saved from the cult.
oh, please. I'm sure I have this written down. Uh, Drina? Nope, that was the actor. Herself.
You said Purcell?
Ourself.
Yes, Sarcel.
Okay. Would I? Would we know where she is?
uh, you may be able to ask around and see if you can find her.
Remember, she knew stuff about the multiverse, right?
What was that?
Because I believe she knew stuff about the multiverse, right? Or was it?
Yes, she
Outer planes.
she was a plane walker, isn't I believe went through different planes.
Have wild
Never.
magic and outer planes written down next to her name, and human.
She has the spark, guys. I wonder if she knows Jace. What did I need to roll? Sorry. Persuasion or
I'd say persuasion or investigation here.
well, persuasion for me is higher, so I'm gonna go with that one. 27.
All right, I need to roll something here real quick. All right, so excellent. As you are asking around about Sarcel, you would actually be as you're like explaining this, the figure that you're talking to. Uh, you mean like her over there? And you see sitting at the bar in the crowd of people, Sarcel.
I love that
Oh,
she's at opening night.
sweet. I will confidently stride over there.
All right, yeah, easily enough done. And as you do so, she looks and uh, gives a nod of recognition. And well, good to see you. Thanks for the potion that you gave earlier.
Yeah, of course. So glad to see you're okay, and your powers are, your magic is working properly, right?
Yes, it's returned to me. Thankfully, it didn't quite feel right without having it.
And I can understand that. Um, I'm sorry to ask. I know today is the day of revelry and all, but our time here is limited as a lot has happened since our encounter with the cult.
Uh,
Um, I'll give her a brief rundown. Well, I guess I can just say what I was gonna. Turns out, the cult of Vecna, um, are helping their Dark Lord do something that could potentially affect the entirety of the multiverse.
It's not good at all.
No. Apparently me and the other two are keys to stopping it. I'm not sure what we can do. I'm not exactly have demigod slayer on my resume. Um, but besides that, this whole saving the multiverse thing has got me thinking, and this now that I don't have the stress of trying to find an artifact right now, uh, I've put off far too long trying to find my home plane of existence, and even if I can't find it, I was hoping perhaps maybe you can help me at least get a message to my brother or my sister. Preferably my sister. She's a bit more level-headed and way more. Well, she's the oldest, so you can understand. Um,
Yes, no. I don't have perhaps arcane uh, capabilities of sending a message in sense of sending words across large distances, but if you write a letter or have a parcel, I could make that journey.
mhm. Yeah.
I
DM,
just,
I will write a letter later and text it to you.
yeah, that's totally fine. So, you can deliver that letter to Sarcelle, and then like the information that you have for uh, your sister and or your brother, so that way she can try and find and deliver the
And
message.
the best description of his plane of existence as best he can,
Perfect.
because he doesn't know what the sphere of he comes from
Yep, that's
is
fine.
called.
You'll figure it out. It's wild magic,
Yeah,
sorcerer. It's
because
fine.
blindly planes hopping is the great. I mean, that's her.
It's
You know.
probably how she got her magic, if we're being honest. But yeah, she'll be able to undertake that for you.
All right. Um, I would ask the wizards that are tasking us with this job, but they already have a full plate on this, and I've already kind of used up some of my freebies as he thinks of Tasha.
Oh my god, yes. I love Tasha. I love this version of Tasha. There are other versions that are also fun, but you got angsty teenage Tasha. Um,
I gotta ask if her daughter is single. Um, but yeah, I appreciate this. If you need any compensation, especially for the journey, I don't know how many hops it's gonna take you.
I think that saving my life is compensation enough.
I would at least feel comfortable, at least giving you something to get you by. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how many plane hops you have to do to find them.
Um, I won't know until I do a bit more research. If you want to contribute something, maybe 20 gold to cover cost of research.
I will give her 3 platinum. Because that's 30 gold, right?
Equivalent of 30 gold, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give her 3 platinum and tell her the extra is a tip, or just to help you get by.
And she'll nod and have a small smile. And, I'll get that message as soon as I can, and if there's a reply, I'll find you.
Thank you. If you can somehow get the sigil, as that's probably going to be the place we'll be mostly at a lot. There's a powerful mage named Alessio, and we are at her. We will be 90% of the time at her tower if we're not out adventuring the multiverse.
And Sarcel will nod. And Sigil. Industrial. Mage. Got it.
And I give her a handshake, and I will join the festivities.
Alrighty.
I'll find Numi and dance with her if there's any more bands playing or not.
That's, that's his pub. If he's got other lineups, that's up to him.
It's like other
He
people.
certainly wouldn't have been opening for others. Like he's the headliner. But he needs people to play there while he's away, so he would have tried to squeeze in some interviews or something. They need to be approved by him first, though.
Yeah.
He got a reputation to uphold.
I mean, you hired Max Rebo, right? No one. Star Wars reference. That's fine. That's cool.
Sorry, I don't watch Star Wars. I watched it once when I was a kid.
I died a little, but okay.
Yeah, so there is definitely plenty of music for dancing. Numi's style of dancing includes a lot of twirling.
As long as she's having fun, it's
Oh
all
yeah,
good.
all smiles.
I guess he's the only one who hasn't really done much. He had anything?
Yes, he's been commuting using his new meditation chamber to commune with the spirits, gain power for his upcoming task. So, I think he's in his bedroom converted now. He just gets a comfortable plug on the floor, sits cross-legged on it, and sends out his spirit. He starts running with the wolves in Neverwinter Wood, and then for his strength, and then joins a bear as it's moving around a log, and some ants as they're carrying grains. And to power his wisdom, he's working on his senses with a big lynx. Next to a lynx, he sits with it as it listens with its ears, the hunt, and sniffs the ground with the dogs, and looks for prey in the night sky with an owl, and feels for vibrations with the spider. So he's on a hippie vision quest right now. All good.
I love it. Uh,
Loved it up until the spider.
yeah. So, you are all able to enjoy the evening, If you gain any benefits from a long rest in your bastion, make sure you take note of those. Um, but it soon comes that you must return to your endeavors in saving the multiverse. Oh,
I have a question.
yes.
I didn't have this prepped because I didn't think the pub part would be ready for this one, but I do know that there's like certain drinks that are like potions that can be made. And I think they have to be used within 24 hours or something. I'm just gonna pull up the rules, but I'm wondering if I'm able to get one of those this time or if that's a next time thing.
Let me look at something real quick. Why did I have this pull up? I don't need that. Yeet. Da 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 da. Bastions, bastions, bastions. Alright, so you can have one magical beverage on tap. And then you can choose from the options below, and there's 5 options that you got.
Yeah, so I essentially think I have, because it's on tap, I think I have to drink it while I'm in the
Uh,
thing, and then it lasts for the 24 hours, the effect.
yeah. So the effect is for 24 hours, yeah.
Okay.
And it loses
He's
its
gonna,
potency 24 hours after it's poured, so you don't have to drink it immediately at the bar.
okay, if I'm able to take it to go, I'll drink it like upon waking next morning so that I have it for the full day, and I'll get sterner stuff. So I will automatically succeed on saving throws to avoid or end the frightened condition.
Sounds good. And with that, if you have not already pressed your long rest button, I will recommend that you do so. And I will say that we will take a quick break here for any sort of bio needs, if you need to refill waters, stuff like that. And we will pick up in, I'll say, 5-ish minutes to get back to Sigil and heading on to Everon. get back into it. We've got Sigil to go to. Alrighty. It's a familiar return. You remember where the portal dropped you off, and it waits for you when you are ready to leave Neverwinter. And you step into the sanctum as you have many times before, arriving in the first floor among the lovely parlor, and you hear the movement of people about about it can be any of the three wizards, Illustrial, Tasha or Mordenkainen, or even Illustrial's wife, Melania. But you do have an idea of where you need to go next, with Romulus having mentioned it the last time you were in the Sanctum, a place upon Eberron.
Onward to the Aberrons. Should we make ourselves known, or do we just go straight onto the mission?
That is for you to decide.
Well, they're probably busy people. So I will write a note and leave a note on the coffee table says, came back, going to Eberron.
Okay.
We need to find some ruins that might have a ocean that will allow us to make a connection with the rod piece that we're finding so we can more accurately determine its location, because divination magic is all wonky.
That is what you were told,
That
yes.
okay, cool. I can read my writing from last time. Nice.
All right. Let's be off.
Alright.
Nuns.
Then, as we arrive, it's interesting. Every time that you have come so far to a space through the travel of the portals, the portal that you've come through has been invisible, but this one, you come through an actual portal. It's present. As you look around, you would see this black oval. It's made of glass and is about 20 feet tall, and it just sits in the muck atop this low hill. And it reflects all this mist-shrouded landscape that is what you're able to see, and it does so with this supernatural clarity. It almost seems this giant mirror. But you traveled here. Seems to be a door of some sort, perhaps.
Perception to see what the landscape around us, or is it too foggy?
It is filled with mist. And I'm glad you asked this.
Oh, Bass doesn't like mist.
Uh, because of this mist, it is perpetual, and everywhere you look, you can see it. During your time here, the area will be lightly obscured, unless otherwise stated, and your attempts to navigate this ground will be at disadvantage.
Hmm.
It melts in the
So we
sun
have
again.
no. Is there any like tracks on the ground that to indicate a direction we can head in?
Uh, you don't really see much from the view out over the lands, but you do recall that supernatural clarity of looking into the reflection on the portal. Perhaps maybe a further inspection there might give you an idea of where to go next.
I will do that.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too.
All right. Then you'd be able to see a along a river here. You see ruined colossi, and then two what looks to be establishments, a camp of some sort, and a small village with a windmill. The camp is, of the two settlements, closer than the windmill, but again, seems little more than a few tents. Um, and of course, the massive ruins of the colossi. Um,
Hmm. But there's a somewhat. You said there's a somewhat clear path, or no?
Um, you can see where it is, so you have like a general idea of where to go. And they are along a river. Um, but you don't quite know that there's a clear path. You would see these in the reflection and have an idea of where to head.
Gotcha. I guess we'll start heading in the direction of the water, the river.
Okay.
Okay, before we get going, let's buff up. Cast long strider on myself. Anyone else want to be faster?
Sure.
Okay. Second one. That's for an hour. Cass, you want in on this?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. And because they have it, also do see invisibility will last for an hour.
While he was doing that, and Bass activate a charge on his winged boots and just levitate up a bit to see if he can eventually get out of this mist or if it just keeps going.
Uh, Getting out of the mist unfortunately doesn't provide you much of a view of the land.
Everything is covered in mist. Great. I didn't say Bass was very smart.
Yeah.
I just said he
Um,
wanted to do a thing.
you would see the mountain, in more clarity, or at least the top of it, but the areas that seem to have promise for what you are looking for with a Dawson and the rod piece seem to be shrouded in the mists.
Does it help me get my bearings any better, being able to locate the mountains?
No, not quite. As this is like you're in a whole mountain range. Um,
Okay.
you just can see some of the higher points of it.
All right. Well, I've got a flying speed for an hour.
Okay. So,
Yes, I will. Um. Hmm. I will spin a slot to summon my steed.
okay. Let me just check something here real quick. Okay. You're good.
Oh no.
It's just checking things. Don't worry too much.
You tell me not to worry, but then I worry.
Don't.
We're DMs. You know we're not wired like that. But yeah, I'm gonna use a 4th level spell slot so that I have the ability to fly if need to be. And instead of summoning my wolf companion, I will summon a black Pegasus. Um, with celestial writing on its wings.
Okay.
And I will hop on. I'm not gonna fly, but for the time being, but I will ride on its back.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just doing some stuff here.
Sounds like murder.
Probably.
I was kidding. Stop.
So. As you set out, you said you were just setting out towards the water. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that'll bring you in a western direction, and there, you should be able to see now the information that you would have had either from the view from the portal or from what Vass told from the surrounding mountainscapes. Actually, let me do that. And then you would see this guy, actually. He was close enough. Colossi on the other side of the river. One of many. So,
Ooh.
The fog of war represent the mist.
yes. Well,
Yeah.
to a degree. Like, there's a lot of mist, which you can see in, like, the art display.
Right.
But this is just what you have seen through the mists, or the reflection of the mirror. So, like, these are known spaces.
distracted by something. Oh, cool. And where are we? We're at where that circular mirror thing's at.
Yeah, that is where you start.
Okay.
Well, it seems obvious that we need to head towards the buildings with the bridge there.
So that's the camp. So those are tents. But if you recall, what uh, the wizards had said is that if you want an accurate reading, a docent would lie in the ruins of the colossi.
Yeah, I meant to get to the Colossi, we have to go across the bridge, which is over there.
I don't believe the river is that deep. Let me double
Oh.
check.
Plus my if need be, my familiar, not familiar, my Steve can get us over there one at a time if need be, or two and then one.
I can fly for an hour, so if we can get there fast enough.
Well, travel in this place is going to be strange, but yeah, don't. The river is not terribly deep, so there would be ways to cross across it besides just that one bridge.
That was good.
But yeah, if you want to head towards the direction of the camp first, rather than just straight towards the water, that is one way to go for it. I just need to know where you are. So that way I can make things.
And our deaths accordingly.
Probably.
I'll say we. I mean, we can check out check out the Fallen Colossi first.
Okay.
I'm feeling adventurous.
Okay. Then.
I mean, that's up to everyone else. Though I'm not exactly the de facto leader.
I'll just make a note that we've got one vote for Colossi.
I'll go with the Colossi.
This is a democracy.
I mean, that's where we think that Ocean might be, so I think that makes sense.
Alright. So, as I said before, travel in this space, a little wonky. But you have an idea of where to head towards, and as you are moving,
He was stealthing just because he can stealth walk at the same pace as most people can normally walk.
okay. I'm going to ask for your group to decide one person to make a survival check on behalf of the group.
I think I want the ranger to do
I
it.
think I'd be a good choice to do that.
That probably would be the best choice, but it's up to you guys.
I can
He's
get on
trying to
board with
trick us,
that.
guys.
I
Okay.
mean, I'm proficient also, but I think it makes sense
Be
for
a
the
20.
ranger to do this.
Alright. So,
I mean, I am too. I got a +4, but I'm sure he has higher.
It's 13.
13.
Jesus.
As you're traveling, it does take a significant time to move through this space. It just, with the successful survival check just means that you don't have to worry about it taking terribly much longer than the already long amount. Eventually, Vass, your boots wear off, and Longstrider will also wear off. It is more than an hour to reach this destination. And I would say at about hour 4, you're not terribly far from the river now. You can see its indigo waters. That you would spot something. There, across a, not too distant ridge, in this mountainous landscape, you see 5 figures, bipedal, are walking in single file. You would actually ask for perception checks here.
Are these at disadvantage?
Let me double check real quick. Yes, disadvantage, because you are relying on sight.
Oh man, and I got a natural 20.
Well, I
I
got
don't see
21 on my
Jack
lower
diddly.
roll.
Oh
Uh,
no.
Romulus, they're just 5 people walking. But Vass and Hugh, you would notice that, while they are humanoids in some presentation, they're constructed. You see metal rather than skin. One of them, the what looks to be leader, seems to have a purple hue.
Can any of you guys get a good clear view of what we're seeing?
Yeah, they're so metal.
Hmm. Perhaps they're the Warforged that the 3 talked about. But on a I guess a smaller scale, right?
I mean, you can always go up and
Maybe.
ask.
Hmm. Do they seem? I asked them. Do they seem armed and dangerous?
They have arms? We should establish that.
Yeah, you'd see arms upon them. The purple-hued one does seem to be, that does seem to hold weaponry, but, they seem more peaceful. Maybe the armaments are more for defense than any sort of attacking.
Mm-hmm. I guess we approached them peacefully.
Yeah, and you can do so. So,
Vass, are you walking or are you? Because I don't. How long does a long strider last?
Or,
We're on hour 4 now, so
Oh,
all of our
yes.
buffs have run out.
Okay. Then yeah, I mean I'm still on the Pegasus, so I guess since you guys have range, I'll kind of fly over to them. Not super high. I'll fly low to the ground and like land about 60 feet away from them. And uh, if anything pop off, you guys got my back.
Yeah, you got it.
Um,
okay.
I uh, I held them all. I held them down.
all right, yeah. You watch the purple-hued leader, put an arm out to stay the other four that walk behind it, and he seems to watch you, as if perhaps uh, looking to keep an eye on your intentions.
Well met. I'm not from this plane. I don't know what to refer you all as. But me and my companions come in peace.
Oh,
I was wondering if you can help us, actually.
I am glad you come in peace. There are those that do not. We can travel together and talk. We are on business. My name is
Oh.
Mercy.
Oh. My name is Romulus. And I kind of wave, signaling to them that, the coast is clear. And as they get closer, I will point to each individual saying, "This is Vass. Um, he's devilishly handsome and plays instruments. And this is Hugh. Kind of Frenchy, bard, roguish guy."
I am glad that you are faces that do not seem opposed with endeavors. We've had run-ins recently that have been unfortunate.
Oh? Um, are these lands riddled with bandits?
Salvagers, yes.
Hmm. I understand some great war or something happened, or some kind of calamity. Again, we're not from this realm, this world. Your history is very new to us.
Yes. This place has been scarred by war, but we are searching the ruins. There are remnants of old magic and technology that are sacred to our people. And these salvagers, they are hostile. They watch from the shadows. And then those that are hostile are other warforged like ourselves. They
Oh,
attack at all costs. Spare none.
hmm. I'm sorry to hear that. Um,
It is unfortunate, but
is I don't want to come across rude, but is the programming problem or just,
the same way
still?
that it is a programming problem in the hearts of men. They follow a warlord, one by the name Lord of Blades, a warmonger. He conscripts warforged to his cause.
Mm,
They seem to have just been brought in.
right. Well, can you give me a minute with my compatriot, real quick?
We can. Yes.
I'll pull him to the side, out of earshot. Okay, so perhaps we can work out a deal here. If we take care of this Lord of Blades, maybe they'll, like, I don't know, they might have a Dulcin we can get off of them since they're like Warforged or whatever.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many followers the Lord of
Yeah,
Blades has.
I mean, if we just take out the one guys, their leadership will fall.
I'm usually great with, any kind of fight with a guy named Lord of the Raids. That sounds great.
See, who gets it?
Yep.
Who am I to argue?
Yeah, we're all sharing the same brain cell.
We just trade it back and forth. Each one of us has shared custody.
Yep,
Right. Who gets it on the weekends?
this is this is what happens when you don't have a wizard or an int and based character in a group.
Has my strategy ever failed you?
Just surprising seeing that Vass is now Arcane Trickster.
I think Bass is actually the most intelligent of the three of us.
Probably. I don't think I
I
have much
believe
intelligence.
so.
Yeah, I have like a 12. So I'm like 2 points away from being a peasant commoner
Well, Bass
brain
has
cell.
13, so Bass is not doing much better than you.
Hugh has 10. In his defense, he does have +5 on his Arcana roll, so he's got some book learning.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's what happens when we share the brain cell. It just gets all the smart residue, and we can share it. And um, but yeah, I go back to the go back to Mercy. Um, so uh, would you hmm, well, we are here looking for an item. Um, but to find said item, we need access to a docent. Now, I don't know how sacred or how important it is to you all. We don't plan on keeping said docent. We just need it to help locate the artifact that we are searching for. If you know of where we can find one, uh, we are willing to help you with this um Lord of Blades or
The Lord of Blades is an issue, but perhaps not one of your primary endeavors.
I'm sure you're not the only one he's bothering, right?
You said you were here for an item, not for bloodshed.
Well, I look over to Hugh, kinda. But
I don't
yes.
need to split blood to win.
Um yes. It's about yay long. Looks like a rod piece. And looks like it can connect to others that look like it. Is that a printer going off right now?
No, that's just Eve of Ruin soundscape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, since you have showed a kindness, allow us one to return. We have a base where we may discuss this request and endeavor of yours further. There is much that is tenuous right now. And he will give, Mercy will give you directions towards a place he calls Ayalos. And he tells you the land here is inconsistent. There are no direct ways to move to get where you need to be, but keep to the river, and when you see the ruins with the windmill, you will find Ayalos.
I mean, we're fine with following you if unless you have to go do something. But I
Yeah,
mean, we
currently on business of our own, but perhaps we can travel with you. Give me a moment to speak with Maya. So his Mercy steps to speak with the other pilgrims. Do you have any conversations amongst yourselves?
okay. Well, I guess he lives up to his name or their name, uh, being Mercy. Guess they're not a fan of us going out of our way to eliminate people.
Yeah. Find it odd that they don't want anything in return
I mean, not
for assisting us.
necessarily. I mean, not everyone wants something. A lot of people are content with what they have.
Guess I'm just not used to that.
Yeah, where I come from, a lot of people they tend to put value on things and force the ideals of what they believe is more valuable, which ends up disrupting another culture's life. Like, he says that Romulus like looks, I guess, sorrowfully out towards the mist.
Mercy doesn't take long, and we will accompany you to Ayalos.
Mhm. If you needed help with anything, with whatever business you need to take care of, we're more than willing to help.
It
We
is
don't have exactly any direction on where to go, so on our end of our journey.
the work that we do is tedious, and as I said, there are strenuous times currently. We may discuss more in Ayalos.
Of course. All right. I guess we follow the robots.
Alright, I will ask for another survival check made for the group. You may choose among your number who to make it.
What does the ranger do? Survival.
Ranger's gonna range.
Yeah.
All right. Heck yeah. So,
Survival. Son.
all right. What was that total? It didn't come through on my end.
27.
27. Hell yeah.
I'm a number tonight.
Then, as you're able to travel, by the time that you are arriving in Ialos, it is getting darker. About 5 hours have passed. And while the Warforged do not seem to have much issue with the travel, you perhaps are starting to get hungry and ready for resting after 9 hours of hiking through this ground. Muddy and murky and misty, damp. So,
Anyone else missing this astral plane? Never got hungry in the astral plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing faster on the astral planes. Here we get to put, touch things.
I
What's in the
guess.
mud?
as the other pilgrims seem to find their places in the ruins to just hang around and rest. Um, you take in some features of this new space. The windmill that towers above the ruined village, the sides and blades reinforced with very rusted steel plates, the outbuilding that is attached of wood is left in shambles. The muddy roads that separate the mill from the ruined buildings in the center, and there you see in the intersection a eroded statue of some humanoid draped in colorful scraps of cloth. Um, and as you are looking around, you'd also notice that Mercy sort of doesn't dissipate, doesn't wander with the other Warforged. They sit and look over the space. There's a melancholy about them as they view this area.
Ask Mercy. Um, are you guys like guarding this place or waiting for the return or something or
More the former than the latter. He looks once more and walk with me. And he takes a few. They take a few steps away from the more social areas of Ealos. We've made this a ossuary for those warforged that we lost. And We set out to find Warforged. Hopefully ones that still walk, but we will return those that have fallen here as well. We also look for relics. But unfortunately, we've not found everything that we searched for.
And what else have you? I feel like there's something specific you want found.
Mercy, they look up to the sky for a moment. There is. I am
Okay.
searching for my friend. My best friend has been missing since the day of mourning. A title that perhaps does not mean much to you outsiders. Not as a slight against you, but it is a day of importance. And I carry a guilt alongside the grief. I carry the burden of leadership. And he looks, Mercy looks back towards Ayalos. And because of that burden and the weight that it carries, I've not been able to search for my friend.
You don't want to feel like you're showing favoritism
Not even
and
that.
making.
These people, they're not soldiers, not like I was. They are peaceful folk, pilgrims. They don't know the ways of fighting. You can teach them basics, but I wouldn't ask them to do things that I have done. So I take on what they can't. And it leaves me unable to find Filch.
Hmm. Well, if you're willing to help us, uh, I'm willing. I won't speak for the rest of us, but I am willing to put in the extra effort to search for your friend, any piece of them, or whatever we can find, even if it's just information. You might know where they might have last been, or in what area.
I unfortunately do not. But I am appreciative of your offer, help. I will see what can be done of your desire and your request for use of endorsement. But I fear that while there are still threats, these salvagers, they must be protected. There's not much that can be done against those conscripted to the Lord of Blades, but those others, the ones that hide in the shadows. If they are still about, I do not wish for our Dawsons to leave our protection, even within hands that seem as capable as your own.
So the Shadow Ones, these
We do not know
you
much
wish for
about them.
Hmm.
If you can find information, who they are, why they go after our sacred relics, perhaps one threat can be eliminated, which would make it easier for me to allow a Dawson to leave our spaces for a time.
Okay. I feel like that's a manageable trade I can make.
And your companions, and Mercy will look to the others.
Guys, don't leave me hanging.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if he had taken you aside and like you two were off somewhere. I
Uh,
didn't know if you were
n-
privy to this conversation.
you'd have been privy. It was mainly a come walk with me, like in the direction of your group. So this wasn't happening in Ialos. It seems Mercy does not want the other Warforged to hear what they have to say.
Okay.
So you all would have been present should you have wished to follow and just listen along or offer your own 2 cents.
He is going to allow us to use a docent.
Potentially, if you can figure out what's going on with the second shadowy group, right now, Mercy feels that there are too many threats to comfortably let a docent out beyond the guarded areas of Ialos.
There's the Lord of Blades in his group, but there's a second
Yeah,
group.
one that they don't know anything about at all, really.
Okay.
The, the only thing that Mercy knows is that A, they exist, and B, they are in the shadows, salvaging docents,
Oh, okay.
which Mercy you had explained they see as like sacred relics.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm happy to help in whatever way we can.
And feel free to rest here. It is not perfect, but there are gods, and it will be safe.
Thank you for your hospitality. Um, we will try to not set up anywhere in your way.
Could I offer some entertainment as a thank you for your hospitality?
I think that entertainment would do the camp well.
I will happily put on a little acoustic performance.
Mm-mm-mm.
Alright.
Guess while that's being set up, I will find a nice spot that isn't blocking anything and uh and throw down my playing cards and make the house of cards.
Alright,
Is it
heck yeah.
cold or is it what's like the temperature? Is it just muggy or
I'd say it's colder. Like, during the day when the sun is out, it's mild. Um, I'd put it at like a northern spring day where you could go with like a light jacket. But it definitely gets closer to freezing temperatures when the sun is down. So fires are a bonus or other ways.
oh, then I definitely make the house of cards because I believe it's the temperature of it. Uh,
I do believe it is temperature controlled.
yeah, AC unit, baby.
You got that AC and heater? Oh,
I'm gonna have to start charging you guys. But yeah, um, hmm. I will pull Mercy aside to ask if there's any specific areas that we should check first for these shadowy, shady people.
but I know them to be spotted near the Colossi. But we have spotted a camp that has been made not terribly far from here. Perhaps that camp may have details that are hidden to us. We have not explored in that area as it is not pertinent to our endeavors.
Okay. Right. I guess we will try to speak to them in the morning.
Rest well. It cannot be easy resting in a place that you are unfamiliar with.
You have no idea. Alright. I got my nice, cozy home.
Yeah, you guys have that house of cards. Keep you warm.
How is morale post performance?
It's good. There is again, that sort of ever-present melancholy that hangs around Mercy, but overall with the camp, it seems good. Higher than where it was before. And that, sorry, I was distracted. Um, But yeah, like, it's not a bustling tavern, but spirits are lifted.
All Vass was really aiming for.
All right. Long rest.
You can take a long rest.
Yay. I get my
I
spare shot back.
My sterner stuff wears off.
Is
Oh,
unfortunately the case.
How does how do these boots work? D4 I get back daily at dawn. Well, I definitely get the one charge that I used back. So that's nice.
And Hugh, as a human, gets a heroic inspiration.
ah,
Bog on
inspired.
bog.
So, your
Oh yeah, I don't lose my deed. He just keeps staying here until I dismiss him.
or until I kill him.
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, rude.
Ouch.
Those are initiative. Those are initiative words.
Yeah, you want to roll? No. uh, Nothing's gonna happen while you're in Iolos. But morning does come with it a feeling of refreshment and an endeavor. You had promised some assistance, some aid to Mercy, in hopes that you will be able to get use of one of their sacred relics. So, with some ideas of where you can go to search out these figures, you had been told of a camp that the Warforged had been made aware of, but have not inspected any, or you can search for some other colossi.
Uh, we want to head to the other encampment, or do you want to just try to lure these guys out at near a colossi?
I mean, if our goal is just information gathering, then we might be able to find out what we're looking for at their camp. Maybe.
That's fine with me. I mean, I'm assuming. Well, can't assume, but maybe this third party has been messing with them as well. They might have more information.
One way to find out.
Onwards.
Alright. Same deal as before. I need a survival roll for the group.
3.
23, beautiful. As you head southwards in the direction of the camp, from memory, that you had seen in the reflection at the portal, and from what Mercy had shared, traveling around the bend with the indigo waters, you would spot some figures coming out of the in the mists, as you are walking over a gorge. They are hard to make out specifics of their identities, but you do see that they are bipedal. Do you do anything?
We absorb them first.
You would see them on the opposite side of the where you are traveling. So
What are the odds that they're also peaceful individuals?
one way to find out.
So I'm wondering if we should like watch them first to see if we can get a vibe check.
I'm down for searching for a vibe check.
Okay. Then I will ask for a. I'm gonna ask for insight. And I will say to roll this at disadvantage because it is utilizing your watching them from a distance.
But we all have advantage.
Yes, so it will
So it's a
counteract.
straight roll.
Yep.
Oh man.
Alright, so Vass isn't learning too much there.
Neither am I.
Neither is Romulus. Alright.
What if my passive insight is 20?
We've already had this discussion in general chat. Alright.
How does 20 get me for insight?
So because of this being with the fog and it's kind of you're watching, it is going to be at that same disadvantage from the lightly obscured.
Oh.
So it'll be the 14 for because it the disadvantage and the advantage counteract.
Yep.
So, what you would see as these figures continue walking, is and it would really be Hugh that's kind of noticing there is a sort of camaraderie between the three figures as they move, and then a moment where they become very tense as it seems they have spotted you. And you see hands go underneath cloaks, likely towards weapons. You would all see like the like while Hugh can get the deeper reads, you would all see where they sort of stop walking and hands go to move in ways that you would all kind of assume to be weapons. Well, maybe not Romulus with a 3.
Oh, they want to give us snacks. Cool.
Hey, do you have like
it
the
look like
Go-Gurt
they've seen
cups? They do appear to be humanoids that aren't in the same sort of constructed fashion of Mercy and the other Warforged you had seen. You see an orc and 2 halflings.
They look like they've seen us, or are they
Yes.
reacting to something else that
They-
they've seen that we haven't seen yet?
They seem to be reacting to your party.
Oh, great. Cool.
Now, they haven't fully drawn weapons yet. They've moved to have hands on them. So it doesn't seem like this is an immediate battle. There might be a ways to talk them down.
I will shout that we come in peace. We as long as no one attacks, we won't attack anyone else. You have our word.
Roll a persuasion check. Oh. Why didn't you lead with that? The orc says as she gives a nod to the two halflings and will make her her way across to join you on the other side. And find it better to talk in closer quarters than shouting across a gulch. Name's Khalid. That's Dordelin and Grezin. With a turquoise spear.
I am Romulus.
Uh,
And my silent but brooding friend there is Hugh.
Who unaccountably has a cat. He's just scratching right now.
um, yeah. As I said before, we come in peace. We were discussing with a group of warforged about a shadowy group of people that's been terrorizing them. I don't know if they've been terrorizing you. Wonder if you had any information on
I mean,
this potential third party.
I know of Warforged, but I know that there's a group that's occupied by Rogue Warforged. It's a village near in ruins, but got a whole lot of treasure on their hands that I need to get my hands on.
Um, what rogue warforged?
The ones that
The
went.
ones that are the Lord of Blades?
Oh, these ones don't follow no one. That's why they've gone rogue. They've got a
Ah,
whole bunch of
you mean the one with the purple leader?
yeah, got a stockpile of docents, and well, want to get my hands on them. Treasures belong to living, breathing Sirens.
Well, they I mean they're a peaceful group. I mean, I'm sure maybe you can negotiate for something else. They're very reasonable.
Give me a persuasion check here.
'18.
Why don't we why don't we walk back to the camp somewhere a little closer, more comfortable? I'll get you all a drink or something, and we can talk about this all along the way.
can I
Okay.
roll an insight check?
Roll a insight check.
Yeah, please, because I suck at those.
Yeah, get another 3. I would say at this close range you can have your normal advantage.
Oh, sweet.
Yay.
22.
Uh,
She's definitely got some stuff on her mind. Both of you would be able to notice this. She seems open to conversation, but there is something else in her that perhaps is making her wary of just having the conversation right here, right now.
mm, okay. We'll follow. Be wary of the surroundings.
So, as you are making your way towards camp, she will uh, instruct Dordelin and Verzan to scout ahead, and true to what she had offered before, you will can speak along the walk to the camp. She keeps her voice quiet, as if to keep from the others overhead listening.
Um,
You
yeah, as I
said,
said before, um, Mercy, who's the purple Warforged, he's a reasonable person. I'm sure they might. As far as I can tell, these relics are sort of, I don't want to say religious, but they're important to them. But I'm sure there might be something else in their collection. As I know for a fact, they've been scouring the area. I'm sure they might have other relics that are least um spiritual or um
Sacred.
sacred to them that they're willing to part with.
you think it could be worth a shot. What I need is something valuable.
Okay.
And she looks ahead where you can see the figures in the mist of her companions. We're not doing well. We, little more than vultures these days. Traveling for relics, ruins. These Dawsons could be a saving grace. I can get to a market outside the Mournlands and pass them off. They're the most valuable things I've seen out here. At least since my own misfortunes.
What happened? If you don't mind me asking.
It wasn't long after the day of mourning that I lost several magic items and a purse filled with gold.
Mm,
Things that could have helped us. I know that the items are long gone. We've not found anything above them in the aftermath of our searches. I can't risk what the others would think of me if they found out that I had the money we need. and I lost it.
How much gold did you lose?
A few hundred.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, you need to find something that you can sell so that your people can make a living, right?
Not even make a living. Get us enough survival. Yeah, veterans, soldiers. We can fight if we can get food to nourish us. We don't waste away under matters. We
You
need
know,
something to start us off.
perhaps there might be an opportunity here. It's clear that Mercy's group are far more methodical and uh, even probably more knowledgeable about the technology and magic of the area. Perhaps there could be a even bigger bargain struck between your two parties. You all, as you said, are veterans, warriors, right?
Correct?
Uh,
Yes.
uh, if maybe they're willing to help guard and uh, protect the Warforged party, um, they'll be willing to pay you in relics that aren't as sacred to their cause. That will fetch you a pretty penny and sort of a working relationship between each other. Of course, I'll run. I mean, if need be, we can run this idea to them and have you both meet
You say they are
on
peaceful, yes?
yes, of course. If you were being attacked by any Warforged, I believe they said it's another party serving some conscripted by the Lord of Blades.
Mm, we have no ill will, so if you want to lead us to these peaceful figures for conversations,
Insight check. I want to see if she's lying.
roll an insight check.
I also state, I won't lead you to them, but maybe we can choose a neutral ground to meet.
Well, Dice Gods wanted me to get a 6. That's a 16.
With a 16, the prominent thing that you see in Aelith here is hope. That something better than whatever struggles she and her compatriots have been dealing with. There's no, you don't see any sort of calculations in her eyes of, you know, turning fortunes to better favor them. She's hopeful of what you say. As you mention a neutral ground, it gives a chuckle. Uh, won't find any of that here in the Moonlands. It's all danger of its own.
Right. Um.
Lucky I haven't come across a blaze bear.
Oh, I'm sorry. On what now?
A blaze bear. Nasty things.
Sorry, my ears are not what they used to be. Did you say blaze and bear as in like one word?
Aye, that's what I said.
What monstrosity is that?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. A monstrosity. They've been warped by the magics. It's hulking, the eyes glow. That's just really the commonality. One blaze bear don't always look like the other one. They're huge, much bigger than any normal bear.
Are they bigger than owlbears?
Hold on, I need to check something.
If owlbears exist in Eberron. I could just imagine she's like, an owl what?
Uh, no, I think owlbears are just slightly larger, but I've never seen one myself.
Their babies are adorable, but they also will eat you without hesitation. Um, well, I guess, how about this? We will, once we, I guess, meet, because she's taking us to her camp, right?
This was kind of walking along towards the camp, yeah. If you want to redirect towards Ayalos at any point, you can.
Okay. Oh, so we're already at
No,
their camp.
so, like, this is like a walk and talk in the direction of the camp.
Oh, okay,
You,
okay, okay. Yeah.
you were heading towards that camp. This
Mhm.
happened before you got there. And so, like, if you want to just
West
be like,
winging it right now.
yeah, if you want to swing it back towards Ayalos, you just gotta say the word.
Okay. Um, I asked like how far out are we from your camp?
Uh, Not terribly far, I don't think, but grounds are, can't quite trust the distance out here. Don't know how much you know about the Mournlands, but it shifts. You could walk 3 hours and get to the closest colossi one day, and the next day it'll take 4.
That sounds quite annoying.
You learn to live with it.
Right. Um, okay. Uh, well, dang. Because I was about to say we could. I was literally about to say, we could just have them meet with an hour from their thing, but if it's gonna be changed like that, I don't know. Is it changed by the day or does it change like?
So, little mechanic thing. Every time you guys set out, I'm rolling to see how long it takes for you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So it's just like it's
It's
constant.
ever
All right.
changing, yeah.
Like,
Okay.
how does that work? Like, what is causing it to be different?
I think it's just affected the Moorlands.
It's just a
Just
Mornland
space
status.
time is weird.
It's the warped magic and the warped land of the
Oh,
Mornlands, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
because I know out of game like the Moorlands is like it's scarred. Like
Yeah.
something magically effed up then like a continent or not the continent but like a kingdom. I think.
It's like a whole portion because it's like
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
And so, and like it's just like weird spot pockets of it just are affected differently.
That's worries if he's aging at a different rate being in this place.
you can always go back to that portal and look at your reflection.
Or just
Hang
look
on,
into the
guys.
river.
I'll be back in an indeterminate amount of time.
Hopefully you don't
Don't
run
worry,
into any blaze
we can just
bears.
chuck you into the astral sea. You'll never age again.
All right, Vass, into the bag.
All right, do you guys have another bag of holding or portable hole?
Oh my god. So, yeah.
Uh,
Do you
okay. So
do you do anything here? Do you follow all the way through to the camp, or do you try and redirect, or
I feel uncomfortable bringing either party to the other's, you know, base of operations. But I mean, I'm assuming they're aware of where each other's
I
camps
mean,
are at.
yeah, you heard uh Calith talking about knowing that in Ialos there is a whole stockpile of Dachshunds that she wants to get her hands on. So
Yeah.
it seems that she's been close enough to know that there's something there. Um,
And
Right.
some recon.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
but from the previous insight, it doesn't seem that she has any, at this current moment, ideas of, ill intentions. Right now, her main thing is she's got this hopefulness from the conversation he's had.
Mhm.
None
All
of
right.
us has sending, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I don't think sorcerers can get sending.
Oh,
I think that's a wizard and cleric spell.
cleric.
I could be wrong though.
I'm checking it now because now I'm curious.
But I feel like I might be right.
Uh, Sorcerer, but only for aberrant. Bard, cleric, wizard.
Aha! I was right.
Partially. Sorcerers can get it, but only one.
Then it doesn't count. If the base
Technically,
class
Divine
can't get it,
Soul should be able to get it because they have the cleric spell list.
Yeah,
So-
well, that,
Doesn't matter.
yeah, we're not, we're only looking at, like, the 2024, and they don't support the legacy stuff.
Oh, right.
So, if they... Specifics override the general. There we go. D&D golden rule.
yeah. Even flying, I guess even flying there is still gonna take a while.
Yeah, because then you have to deal with the mists. You don't really have a clear sense of where you're going.
Gotcha. Um. hmm, Okay. I feel more comfortable if I brought mercy to them rather than to bring the group of potential fighters to the peaceful, um, you know, Warforge camp. What do you guys think? I'm saying this like for away from her.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Um, I go back to her. Uh, how about this? We will go back and talk to Mercy, um, and tell them the idea we have, and uh, sort of broker, mediate for you guys, and we'll bring him and maybe an entourage of his to you, and we could discuss the terms of the deal in more depth.
All right. Well, just in this direction, straight onwards. Uh, you'll find our camp. We've got a bridge in the middle of it. You might see that big pencil surrounding it. It's hard to miss.
Right.
Stay safe out there. And there's a clap on your shoulder from the orc woman. Keep an eye out for blaze bears.
I still don't like what the hell is the Blaze Bear?
Whoever this Lord of Blades group is, they sound pretty out there as well.
Yeah, the Mercy made comment that that they got attacked by something shady in the whenever near Colossi. Has that ever happened to you?
Never really known a difference between the two groups until now. Uh, it's hard to really talk to someone when they don't really like what you're doing.
Fair enough. Um, before I go, and like the scouts are like still kind of a ways away, right?
Yeah, they're close enough that you can see their form, but they're like you'd have to like shout them to hear it for them to hear.
Okay. I will angle myself so that the scouts can't see. Um, but I will give her like 200 gold.
Immediately, like her mouth like drops and eyes wide. You can see they start to water and
22.
very like surely her grit around this offering is she holds it tight and thank you.
Nod. Um, this is not a loan or anything. This is for you, and also just in case if you know negotiations don't work out. At least you guys can
Kindness will
hold
be
out.
remembered.
And yeah, guess we'll start heading back towards.
Okay. Then I will ask for a survival check for the group. See how well that goes. And then for Romulus, if you do not have a heroic inspiration point yet, you can add one.
Yay! So this is what this feels like.
Um, yeah, it's a lot quicker to get to Ialos on the way back than traveling outwards. Experience of that sort of strangeness of the land is before it took about 5 hours to get to the camp, and it takes about 4 hours to get back to Ialos from the camp. And I'm going to say that we pick up with conversations at Ialos in our next session. So, just going to